This is your daily market review for Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market review for Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024. Starting off the month a little choppy, sloppy. Not surprised going into the Fed speak today. Not surprised it rose a little bit. Looks like there was profit taking. A lot of dynamics going on behind the scenes as we've talked about. It's not as clear cut as it seems. It seems like there is rotation into certain names, some names out. However, the markets in themselves are chopping around. So if you have questions, not sure, please reach out. Always here to help. It's interesting watching some of these names because, again, at one point today, the market looked like it was going to take off, and then it gave it all back. I'm telling you right now, going into the Fed meeting in June, if there's going to be a rate cut, as they're talking about, something has to give. It doesn't really make sense at this point because if the markets are at all-time high and they want to kill inflation, they better try to do it soon. Maybe they don't. Again, whatever you do, define your risk, have stops, and always, for the love of God, protect your capital. A lot of folks about, sad you missed gold, and again, no, not at all. Not at all. There'll be trades. We'll talk about that as we get into it. New to the channel, check out the Discord room, link description below. If you have any questions, check out live Zoom chat. Again, I open up the availability every day. If you want to hit me up, let's chat about anything from real estate to trading. If you're looking to buy, sell, trade, whatever. Again, if you're looking at investment properties, there's going to be some opportunities. Discord room, again, link is in. Also check out on my website. Check out Save It. Good resource. Always tons on here. Recommended reading, get your interactive brokers, and also get your 5.5%. I'm telling you, it's well worth it. So, and it also will increase if Goldman continues to raise rates. Follow, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I appreciate it. Check out the education trading videos. Again, it's on YouTube and on my website. If you have any questions, holler. Also follow on the Twitter, posting all the trades that we're looking at, things that are interesting. Let me know how I can help. Again, all right, let's go into it. We know the CME Fed Fund futures going into May, probabilities 0. I mean, it's not happened. However, this is where it's been in the 60s. If it gets over 65%, it starts creeping. Somebody knows something. Bitcoin, oh my God. Gold's leading, oh my God. Is Bitcoin trash? I don't know. I mean, I've talked about this. Just watch this range. I mean, it had a really big move, digesting. Watch the 60,000 to like the 72,000 range, and it could chop around here. Breaks over it, you can say bullish. Oil, this has got to be killing the Feds, right? We talked about the huge short interest. No doubt it could rally. Again, if the market does pull back, I mean, how much downside is there with the huge short interest? In my opinion, again, I think the Feds are kind of stuck cheddar. Natural gas, again, I love the limited downside here. And now, again, don't be surprised if the market gets a little squirrely. Natural gas could pull back, but in long-term time frames, I think there's nothing wrong with it. All right, let's get into it. Because again, dollar, we talked about, has been holding up pretty well. Been ripping, pulling back. Probably watch the 100-day, 8-day. It's decent volume here. Worth a watch. TLT, man, really posted today, said, got to hold the 91 level. So far, so good if you're bullish on bonds. The VIX, we talked about, look at this gap up and said, watch what happens. Didn't really give it completely back, but it is a gap. But it did not close strong. So near term, not surprised, right? Again, this is the thing about downtrends, uptrends, and then sometimes no trend. Like that's a reality. No trend. We could be chopping around. VIX. I like how these products have bottomed. It's just, again, doesn't mean that we have to take off today. SPY, holding the 20-day, been posting about that. Just keep an eye on it because it could be a little double topper hopper, right? Like this is, just keep an eye on it. It's like if you want bullish, you got to hold it. If you're bearish, you got to break the 20-day and get below. QQQ, same kind of thing. Double topper, 20-day. Interesting, it popped to the 8 and 10-day. And this is where it's interesting in the sense that, look at this move since October. I mean, this is pretty fuerte. But then what has it done, right? Does it look amazing to you at this point? Looks like it's due for a pullback, right? Watch the 20-day. Watch the 20-day. IWM, we talked about like giving it all up, breaking out over the 209 area. And then and now the 20-day chopping around. DIA as well. This one has been lagging, right? This has been leading up. 20-day keeping on it. Good old gold. Again, people are like, oh, you missed the opportunity. I'm like, no, there'll be plenty. If this is the thing, I keep telling guys, like, go check out the monthly. Like, this is the thing about gold, and I have no problem with this. I've been bullish on this forever. Said big cup and handle. I mean, if we're going up into this minimum 270 range, I don't know if we'll get there quickly, how fast, but I have no problem just letting it play out. Because again, I like the shorts, in my opinion, in certain names better. And if you want to be long gold, no one's got a problem with it. Just, again, don't chase it. Be careful, because there will be pullbacks, right? Silver broke out finally. Decent volume, but man, I see a lot of call options, a lot of people chasing. We'll see near term. I mean, but at this point, I mean, roll up your stops, looking strong. GDX, as we talked about, had to get over the 32 range. There it goes. There it goes. The next stop, 36. Congrats if you're long. If you're not, just, again, be patient. There's going to be pullbacks at some point. GDXJ, again, 43 should be the upside target. Do not be surprised, though, at some point. We'll see. Because, again, this is the thing. The Fed's going to have to try to reel this stuff in. AEM, channel high. AG, we talked about this, buying this in the 4s. Not so bad. Man, it's a big candle. Ay caramba. Again, looks like the bottoms are in. I mean, it's not hard to say that now. And so that's the thing. We talked about them. Potentially it could be. If you want to trade it, you trade it. Again, sometimes being wrong happens. Newmont, channel lows. Talked about that. PAAS. I'm curious to see volume on PAAS today. Yeah, figures be big. So, again, people chasing silver today. So far, so good. I mean, just do what you got to do. The good old Taiwan semi. Chopping around the 140s. The Macron holding up pretty damn well. Made a new high today. Again, not surprised. But this action, again, like, you go look at the monthly, you got to be careful if you're bullish. Say, for example, Micron. Like, that's profits could be taken quickly. AMD, as we talked about, been lagging. This one's just kind of dying around here on the 180. NVIDIA. Market strong. Well, NVIDIA should be ripping, right? Hits the 20-day, backs off. Keep an eye on it. SMCCI, again, we talked about this thing. Chopping around. This one's tough. You could argue this is a head and shoulders top. I mean, you got to get over the 20-day and clear it. Intellectual property, obviously cutting, foundry, not good. We talked about post today. Got to hold like the 41 area. Retro raggy, not so strong. SMH, again, this has been AI. Well, again, who bought the AI high up at the highs? Retail, probably. Again, we talked about the wick, 20-day. Ten cuidado. Adobe. Gaps down, chopping around. Gotta hold this like 480s. Apple. It's just sideways. Sitting sideways. You know, I'd be watching this. I mean, this is the thing that I don't trust the market if Apple's about to just peel like an onion. Amazon holding up pretty damn well. Channel highs. Riding the lightning, as I call it. Meta. Nice bounce today. Holding this 480s. Again, it could be in a choppy range. CRM. Chopping around 20-day, same kind of thing. Guggenheim broke out over the gap, chopping. Now you got to watch 156. Got to get over the 3-day range. Microsoft, Mr. Softy, chopping around, watching the 20-day. NDAQ, we talk about this like chop breakout and then it give it back. It's tough. I mean, that's the thing. You got to pick your names and you got to be secure in them. And if you stop out, it's okay. Just don't keep going back to the well, right? Like, you have your opportunities. MicroStrategy, we talked about holding here. Not surprised. Man, 8 and 10-day. I mean, close enough for government work. Filling the gap, chopping around. I mean, you got to now watch that 1700 level if you are a MicroStrategy bulls on you, right? You need to get over that, clear that 2000 plus range. We'll see. Netflix and chill. Thought it was spill. Well, back near the highs. Again, here's another one. We're just updating, watching the levels, right? You got to clear that 635, 640 area. Roblox, this has been painfully choppy. Not really anything going on. PanW again. I mean, Nancy Pelosi's buying this long term. I know she thinks that there's a cyber attack coming. I mean, there was one with United Healthcare, pretty big. At this point, keep an eye on these levels. I mean, if you find that you want to buy it, define the risk, go what you got to do. I mean, I'm going to be a little patient on it. Tesla holding the channel lows, chopping around him. You got freaking Kathy Wood saying this is a $5,000 stock or $5 trillion company, $2,000 stock. I can't remember, but whatever. Okay, good pump. Pump it, baby. Airbnb chopping around. Gap down yesterday, 2-day range, not looking so hot. Costco, another one that's been incredibly strong, hits a 20-day, now rolling over. Starbucks, we talked about this one being dead. Now it's taking out the lows. Uh-oh. And Cuidado, FedEx, this gapped up on earnings, but since then, it's just really been nothing, chopping around. We'd really like to see that gap fill. Caterpillar, again, material names, looking strong, holding up pretty darn well. So, yeah, keeping on it. New highs. Nucor, holding up. I mean, broke out over the 190s. I mean, holding up pretty damn well. I mean, not much you can say about those names. X, we know it's not getting bought out, but I think there's bidders there, so I don't think there's much downside. Could go higher. VALE stuck around the 12s. Ugh. We'll see. I mean, again, if you want to buy it, this is what you got to talk. This is nice. I mean, in the sense of it's defining your risk because it is chopping. Again, you have questions, reach out. Arrow, we talked about needing to get over the 19 range. So far, so good. Man, it's an interesting back test of the channel. Did it fill the gap today? Oh, shiznit. Excuse my language. Keep an eye on this. Like gap fills and then long wicks. I'm not a big fan of those after a nice ride. CCJ gets the Goldman special upgrade. Coming back to the highs. Uranium, watch the 51 area. Could it take off? Ag, gotta eat. Chopping around. NTR, Mosaic, nice little bounces, right? Just chopping around. I mean, these things have been just sitting sideways. AA, again, look at the material names. Been acting up. I said this in 2021. Like long term, I do believe the most value is in commodity names, and I will not. We talked about if you could dig these things down at the lows after tech peaks. I mean, money has to rotate, and it's going to come into this stuff. So far, looking good. Again, I'd be looking for pullbacks. There will be. People are always like, oh, I missed the ride. And it's like, man, no, the ride could take years. This could be a multi-year run. XLF, I love the short here. Doji today, bounced, popped, couldn't hold up. JPMO, chopping, 8-10 day. Morgan Stanley, chopping again. You got defined risk, right? Bank of America, it's been holding up pretty well. Got to give it credit. Watching these wicks, though. A lot of giving it back. Because, again, if there's something coming, who's going to carry the brunt of the issues? Goldman Sachs, man, you can maybe argue on the 10-minute. There's a little head and shoulders intraday. Worth the watch. Carry, we talked about, junior banks flashing red alert signs. Like, zoom out, right? Like, they don't look good. And then you hit 50, and then you can't get over the 100-day. And, ooh. XBI, we've talked about junior bios. Like, again, a healthy market, junior bios should be following through. Not so much, right? Keep an eye on it. Let's get through oil and gas and all the fun names like solar, chopping around. Again, I mean, solar could bounce with the oil action. It's just, again, I don't think, again, government subsidies and credit issues, like these companies they could get throttled. And they should. ENPH, chopping around, holding the 100-day. We said watch that. For solar, said watch this like 170 plus range. And this thing's typically a retester, so just keep that in mind. HYG, you got to be high out of your mind to be buying corporate debt. I don't mean to be mean, but holding the 100-day, keep an eye on it. USO, again, the Fed's got to be losing their freaking mind with oil and gas holding up. UNG, I don't like this product, but we do have talked about we love shorting the KOLD on major pops. I mean, it looks like, again, if you zoom out, you see how it decays, right? Just you're looking for extremes. You're trading around this. It looks good. XOP, man, closes near the high of the day. We said once it goes, it could go. Exxon Mobil, interesting action today because, again, I would think Exxon would break out. But, again, you're up against multi-year ranges. Like, keep an eye on this area. It's got to get over this 120. Good old CVE. We said, hey, this is going to be in this area, chopping around. Look for, again, if it can get over it, I don't know why you wouldn't go back to the highs in 25s. And again, this used to be a $40 stock. Is it possible? Valero, again, you would need XOP to kind of lead the range. Holding up, again, this has got to be killing the Feds. MPC, like everyone wants to go green. And the only thing going green are these candles and these stocks, these oil and gas. They got to be hating it. We talked about Occidental. Right? Got to get over the 67 Buffett sell zone. Chopping around. EQT. Like it. But again, I would rather see it. They're doing a deal. I don't know if they're going to have to do an offering. If someone wants to remind me to look into this, I continue to forget about it. Because again, I'm just not in the chase mode. But I do like this company long term. And then Flex LNG, as we talked about. Love, love, love. I think we'll be natural gas exporters, zero doubt. So if you have any questions about the market, please reach out. Always here to help. I know there's a lot of people struggling at times with the markets, what to do in real estate. This is what we do, help people out. That's the goal here. So give to receive. The universe is abundant. So don't sit here and think of through a lack mindset. If you need any help, again, holler at your boy. Have a great night. Talk to you soon. Go Pack.